What's going on, guys? I'm Tom Conman Connors, pro streetball player and multiple Guinness World Record holder. Thank you so much for tuning in to Garden Drills. Today's tutorial is how to get a shooter's touch. You must have heard it in the NBA when those guys are shooting and it rims off, it goes in, or there's some sort of lucky touch and they say a shooter's touch. How to get a shooter's touch and basically become a better shooter all round. Let's get straight into this tutorial, guys. Okay, so guys, how to get this touch that you guys have been looking for, okay? Now, I used to do three drills, okay, to get this touch going. So guys, we're not looking for, okay, a fully extended arm, okay, and a flick of the wrist, okay? We're not looking for that kind of shot. We're looking for a shooter's touch, a flick off the wrist. So we don't want a shot, which is like that, a fully extended kind of shot. So what we're more looking for, guys, is a flick of the wrist with a half extended arm, okay? So it's all about the touch, okay? That's the touch that we're looking for. Now, there's a couple of ways to get a really nice flick of the wrist and that kind of magical touch. And trust me, guys, it does not come overnight. It's something you really got to work on. Now, the first drill, okay, even though it's very simple, it's very effective in getting a really nice flick of the wrist, and it's just repetition and get your body used to doing it, okay? I used to lie in bed at night when I was young guy at home or whatever, and I used to lie in bed and I used to flick my wrist and try and hit the ceiling sorry, trying to get as close to the ceiling as possible without hitting it, okay? So I used to flick the wrist like this, and I should try and get up, but I would never extend my arm like this, never. You don't want to do that. You want to have a flick of the wrist where it's just nicely coming down like that. And then you guys now get to learn that move. So, okay, so this is what we want to try and do, guys, okay? Front of the rim, okay? We're looking for half extended arm and just that wrist flicking, okay? And we want to try and get some swishes, okay? Because if you get a swish, okay, it's 2 in a row, 2 swishes. I don't think that was a swish. That definitely wasn't a swish, okay? But we're looking for swishes because that means it really is a perfect flick of that wrist, okay? Now guys, when I was younger, wanting to be a pro, before making it as a professional basketball, streetball player, I used to do this for hours a day, just working on a nice touch, okay? Once you've done 100 from the front, your arms will be very tired, whatever. You go from the side and you do the same thing, okay? But we want swishes, okay? Now, it's all right for you to hit the first 100, okay? But we want, ideally, a load of swishes, okay? You come to this side, okay? You'll be doing the same thing. We're looking for swishes, okay? Nice, solid flick of the wrist, confident, okay? That's what we want. There you go. Some nice swishes here, okay? So we would have been doing 300 shots there, okay? But that one at the front is key because it can catch you out if you don't get it. It will bounce back off the rim, okay? So that's the first drill, I guess, for having a nice touch. Just like I said, I used to be in bed, I used to just do this, try and hit the ceiling, but not hit the ceiling, just be really close to it. And then I'd come outside and work on a touch here. It's quite a magical thing when you get a nice touch, especially with layups or certain shots and difficult areas. I'm sure there's some highlights going over now what I'm talking about. It's all that touch. People can say it's like, oh, you got a lucky layup, you got this, you got that. No, it's the touch, man. It's the touch. Once you master it, it is a magical thing. Not many players can do it. Okay, so once you're there, okay, I'll step back out, okay? So you're a little bit further away and you go again, okay? So you're looking now for 100 shots, guys, okay? You don't really want to be missing too many, okay? We're looking for swishes, okay? We're going to talk a little bit more about this in a second, okay? Same thing, over and over and over, repetitive, 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 okay? Same thing, okay? Once you've hit 100 from there, we're gonna go 100 from the side, as we did before. A little bit further away. Slight change of shot, a little bit more power, okay? We wanna work on that touch. Now remember what I said, guys, do not extend the arm. Don't extend, just flick the wrist, keep the arm bent, okay? Once you've done that, I want another 100 from this side, okay? Again, nice flick of the wrist, solid, confident, okay? Now, you would have put up 600 shots there, then we haven't got time in this tutorial, unfortunately, but take another step back, okay? And we go again, okay? Another 100 here, okay? Another 100 there, another 100 here, okay? That's 900 shots. We're going into drill 2 now, okay? And what we want to try and do here is we want to use the wrist, okay? That's down low. So we want a nice flick of the wrist from down low, okay? So we're looking for a nice flick of the wrist, okay? All right, so what we don't want to see, okay, when we're doing this drill underneath the hoop here, you're not directly underneath it, but maybe one step here, okay? We don't want to see a hook shot, okay, where you're forcing the ball with your arm and your shoulder, okay, like this. We don't want to see that left and right. We don't want to see that, okay? It's too easy. We're not working on our wrist there. What we want to do is have a shot from about here, okay, where you're going to be nice flick of the wrist. We're looking for spin. We're looking to hit the ball off the backboard, and we're looking for that magical wrist action, okay, here. So now we're going to go off the left hand, okay, guys, down low, nice flick of the wrist, okay. It's something that you need to work on quite low, okay, and you get that flick of the wrist. Now ultimately, once you've done, I don't really mind if you want to do left, right. I quite like going left, right, you know, left, right, that kind of thing, but you can do 10 with your left, 10 with your right. It's a drill. Again, I like 100. Okay, you can miss a couple, but really, you know, being this close to the hoop, you want to be really nailing, you know, maybe 90 out of 100, you know, maybe more. But it takes a little while to master this flick of the wrist, okay? So, you know, don't worry if you're missing a lot more than that to begin with. I'm just giving you the drill. But once you start mastering things, you start becoming a much better player. You want to be looking at using this flick of the wrist, okay? So you see lots of players in the NBA. Michael Jordan was obviously the master of it. Lots of different people coming up and under the hoop, okay, and then using this wrist action to really fire up, you know, a nice, beautiful layup, really. And again, some of my layups here that you can see, it's the touch. It's the touch of off the wrist. Everything's in that wrist action, okay? Okay, so guys, the third and final drill is finger rolling, okay? Like what we just did some finger rolling here, from down here doing these. What we want to do now, okay, is we want to work on a finger roll. And once we've mastered the finger roll over and over and over, and it's really fluent and beautiful, and you're really getting that flick really nice, we want to be shooting them higher and really working on some fun stuff. But let's just begin. You don't have to jump high. It's a very relaxed thing. It's just that wrist action moment, okay, where you're down, okay, your wrist is here, and all you're doing is just flicking the wrist, okay? Not jumping as high as I can, obviously. The lower you are, more effectively you're going to be working on the wrist, okay? But it doesn't really matter, okay? Just a nice flick of the wrist, okay? Again, guys, we can do 100 of these, okay? Just work on that flick, okay? Again, I'm looking for swishes. Just little things, okay, that you can work on in your garden, okay? Okay, so there's lots of different things you can work on in the garden, okay? So, you know, it doesn't have to be the same layup every time. You can come down the middle if you want, okay? As long as you can flip it up. I want to use the wrist action to flick the basketball into the hoop, okay? So it doesn't really matter, okay? Once you've mastered it, and I've spent a whole lifetime mastering these shots, okay, is have some fun with your friends, where we used to say, right, can we finger roll, you know, mark it out from here, okay? So we used to take it in turns. We used to say, okay, we used to have a mark and say, yeah, okay, I can flick it from here. you know, we'd have a game, you take a step back, until, you know, you're hitting, you know, finger rolls from here, okay? And it's a touch thing. You have to work, it's the touch. It's the finger roll motion, it's the shot, it's the flick of the wrist. So me and my friends used to play this game for ages. We used to end up being out here trying to do, you know, crazy high, you know, trick shots. Ow! It's all about the touch off the wrist. So many layups and moves I've done in games, exhibition games, people will be quick to say it's luck. Oh, you were lucky with that. It's not, it's the touch around the hoop. It's the touch here. Once you get the touch, it's the most magical thing in the world. It's almost like you become a great player overnight, okay? So how to get your shooter's touch, how to become a better basketball player, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed those 3 drills. I'll be back here for another garden drills very, very soon. Sun is going down, so I'm calling it a day. I'll be back here very soon. Head over to my Facebook, Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it, man. I'll see you guys soon.